All right, look who it is, because we're going to have to do an audible here because our live music update, we call it the Setlist ATX, our Setlist Austin, with our buddy Nick Shuley, who is in the house. He's early as always. Are you always extremely punctual to early?
I try to be.
Mm-hmm. Nick Shuley is the president of the Austin Music Movement, and he's going to help us with our live music because bottom of the hour, it's our Horn Top 20 Countdown. I forgot. I double booked us.
Oh, man.
We got Tennessee. We're gonna
I'm already getting bumped? Man.
No, you're getting moved up. You're getting in advance.
Exactly.
You're getting in advance because I knew you'd be early. So now we can go ahead and get the live music on the table here because it's Setlist ATX. Pretty good week of live music coming. How are you, Nick Shuley?
I'm doing all right. I was up bright and early for a real estate conference this morning. So.
Now listen,
real estate conference this morning? Damn, it's only 9 o'clock. Are you already been?
Oh, yeah. And I've got to go back. I think I'm the only non-real estate person in the entire building. So since I run this music effort for Gary Keller from Keller Williams. So this is one of their big camps. They have like 10,000 people in town. It's the small agent conference for Keller Williams.
Or is it like the Southwestern United States or something? Like what's it's for the entire country? Or
it's called Mega Camp. So it's like their top agents come. They all come in from all over the place. And then they have another one called Family Reunion that's like 20,000 people, and they do it in these other markets. There's 180,000 people who work at Keller Williams.
Oh.
I know.
Dog, that's 180,000 people, you said?
The largest residential real estate company in the world.
Yes. That's a mind-blowing stat. Thanks for that fact to it.
That is awesome. And I want to thank you because on our Eyes on Texas multicast on Monday night, you helped me get Diamante Tucker Dorsey in the house to talk to him about Longhorn football and his experience at Texas, and that's going to be dropping today. We had some tech difficulties with it yesterday. That'll be out today. Everybody can go watch the Eyes on Texas podcast. You're a good dude.
He's at the conference. He was talking about it this morning. He said how much fun he had, and he's like, "Oh, that's Aaron. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude."
Thank you very much.
That's a good compliment.
He's
a cool dude.
Checks in the mail. But he came to do the interview with me on the multicast from the conference. And, and much like you, he was 30 minutes early, which was cool because he beat me to the radio station. And He said that he was talking about who the guest speakers were. It was the agent for Kobe Bryant or whatever, a trainer, or what was it?
Yeah, Tim Grover, I believe it's Grover, who trained Kobe and Michael Jordan. Oh, he was impressive and intense. That dude, I was scared when he said bye to me. I was like scared of him. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I did, but my bad. And they have Molly Bloom there too.
You told me that Molly Bloom from Molly's Game. See that movie?
Oh yeah, with Jessica Chastain. Yeah, right. I love that movie.
That is the craziest story. Like her life's insane. And
she was like a skier or something.
Yeah, well, her little brother was Jeremy Bloom.
Her brother was Jeremy Bloom, the great skier,
Colorado.
Yes,
and played football.
Yes, okay.
And Molly Bloom was the sister, and she ran the poker game.
Yeah, with like DiCaprio and Affleck and all these other. I think it was like all the tech guys and stuff. It's insane.
That story is Jennifer Chastain portrayed her in the movie, but so she was there, the actual Molly Bloom.
Yeah,
what's she like?
It's a great.
She was
movie.
Impressive. I mean, just to hear all the different lives she's lived and how she's kind of kept coming back. She says that she's the oldest of the kids, but she's like, I'm the biggest failure because my brother was the number one skier in the world, but also the 5th round pick of the Eagles and all this kind of stuff. But then she was like, I was like a millionaire at the time and felt like a complete failure in my family.
She's running like this gambling ring,
exactly,
right? Like this,
yeah. But it was all legal until like I guess right at the end she started taking a rake on what it was.
She came to the house.
Yeah,
like so that's what it was.
That's when she crossed the line.
If you haven't seen the movie Molly's Game,
it's well worth it.
It's so good.
It is a great movie.
And Jessica Chastain is great.
She's a man. Yeah, you were talking about big time Hollywood stars yesterday. She should have been mentioned.
She's big time.
She was
amazing,
incredible. And the funniest part was she goes, "Well, I ended up becoming the favorite child though because I got Kevin Costner to play my dad in the movie." And she's like, "I scored so many points for that."
That's what's up.
Yeah, she was funny.
That's great.
Yeah, I think Idris Elba's in that one too. Like he's like the lawyer. I think,
that's right. I mean, it's kind of an impressive cast. I mean, it's Aaron Sorkin. He's a beast of a director.
That's a good movie. And so in that poker game, DiCaprio was playing in it.
They had all these Hollywood stars.
Yeah, it was like Affleck, DiCaprio,
and one of them must have been an a-hole because in the movie they basically implied that one of the stars, they don't talk about who, was kind of
Yeah, well, she
was Tobey Maguire, right?
Was it?
Was that? Yeah, no, it was.
It was supposed to be Tobey Maguire.
Was it supposed to be him?
Was that really who it was?
I think so.
Well, she also had the chance to kind of sell everybody out, give all the names to the government, and she didn't. And she just kind of, bit her tongue and then took her sentencing. And the judge actually just gave her community service because he's like, I'm not going to take you down for like running something legal 90-something% of the time, or I don't know what it was, but it was pretty cool, pretty crazy
Molly
story.
Bloom.
That's a great story. That's pretty good.
So all part of the mega conference down there at the convention center. We appreciate Nick pulling himself away from that to be here to get you. It's all for you. It's all for you, the people. So you can find the best live music shows in Austin, Texas, the Setlist ATX, and throughout Central Texas throughout the next several days. It starts tonight and runs through next Tuesday. And where are we sending the people?
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to, we had a huge announcement yesterday. We've been working hard on behind the scenes on saving iconic venues in Austin, and thanks to a lot of work by Rebecca Reynolds from the Music Venue Alliance and the city, and a lot of people, working hard on this in an effort funded by Gary Keller. Like the Hole in the Wall announced they will be around for another 20 years. That was directly saved by this iconic venue fund. So the first time something like that's truly, everybody in the world has tried to figure out how to do this, and Austin is actually the first city to really figure it out and help keep this venue around.
So it's called Iconic Venue Fund.
Iconic Venue Fund, and it comes from the hotel occupancy tax, which is the tax on out-of-towners, obviously, on hotel
tourism
rooms.
stuff, yeah.
And
so we do that for sports arenas all the time.
Yeah, that's how we build, the AT&T Stadium, all those kind of things come from the hot tax. So it makes sense that Austin would support what's bringing a lot of people in here, the musicians and the bars and the restaurants.
That is badass. Cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, well, somebody texted us earlier when I mentioned that story, because you sent us the text, the hole in the wall on Guadalupe. Oh, that's socialism. Well, look, I mean, we've been paying tax dollars to prop up sports, billionaire sports owners for a long, long time. I'm all good. I'm not for socialism, but I'm for keeping these live music venues open so that they don't become another condominium.
Yeah, I agree completely. And props to the developers as well. Like, they were the ones that gave a 20-year lease to the Hole in the Wall, and I think they don't get enough credit in this thing for actually playing ball with the venues and trying to do something to show they care. So props to
the fabric of the community.
So it's not all about greed.
Yeah,
all about the money.
Yeah, it can't all be dollars and cents. There's got to be some sense to it. Okay, Rod and Nick, where are we going to see great music starting tonight over at Antone's?
So at Antone's is one of the best performances I have actually seen. She is phenomenal. I randomly ended up DJing for her in San Antonio. She's a rapper named Cupcake. And it is very shock rap. It's very
Cupcake.
Yeah, she
spelled
has a little,
how?
Cupcake, but she is that one will be sold out. She puts on a crazy show. If you haven't, I can't even say the names of her songs on the radio.
Oh, that, huh?
But yeah, she was like if Lizzo didn't care about getting canceled. So she's got some hitters out there. But anyway,
Cupcake.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, the legendary one of the founders of ska music is playing at ACL Live, the at 310 at ACL Live, the English Beat. Who I'm not familiar with them. I mean, they are.
We're talking like
I do.
We're talking like early '80s. This was
English Beat.
Yeah, the English Beat. And then one that we'll have tickets for in a bit. Patrice Pike always does this Thursday slot at the Saxon Pub, and Joe Abels was like, "We gotta get people out to see Patrice." She actually played the real estate conference yesterday.
Cool.
And Rob Baird's playing today.
Nice.
And then Friday we've got Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa at Germania Amphitheater. I'm sure Ty's already.
I think me and my mom are going. Actually,
you're going with your mom?
I love that.
Are you serious? Or are you joking?
She's coming in town to move in my brother on Friday. So if we can get done with that in time, no, she's.
Are you serious? Like, mom is gonna go to the Snoop Dogg show?
I told you last week that she knows every word to every Snoop Dogg song.
That's incredible. Oh man,
even with the flow. And
is she gonna be chiefing too out there?
We'll see.
We need video. We need video of this.
Between Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg at that show, at least 70% of that crowd is going to be.
There might be a little. Yeah.
By the way, on the heels of her, because Ty on the previous show with Bucky, we did Yo Mama Joke Friday, and Ty's mom called in and did Yo Mama Joke.
I heard that actually.
So we may
she
have
was
to have,
awesome.
Would she come into the show and say hi to us? We need to meet your mom.
Maybe if she's not an early riser like I am. So
this is incredible.
If we can get her here early on Friday, maybe.
I can't believe your mom wants to go see Snoop Dogg and loves Snoop Dogg.
And we'll sing every word.
Your mom is cooler than my mom. It's official. Yeah, right.
Get her at 10:55.
Something tells me the Germania Amphitheater on Friday is going to be a little smoky.
Oh, no question.
Just a little bit.
A little contact up in there, man.
All right, a little different show than Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa out at Buck's backyard between Kyle and Buda.
Yeah, the Clay Walker, who I hadn't heard much from in a long time. I was a big fan of his, and I think I was in middle school. But yeah, some good old '90s country. And then some Austin classics. Reckless Kelly will be doing Stubbs.
Love those guys.
And then this band, I always talk about them. These kids, West 22nd, they have their CD release party at Mohawk, and they are awesome. That thing is going to be that band's going to be one of the bigger ones for years to come. And
by the way, I think that Reckless Kelly, I think it's like a 25th anniversary of their live album from Stubbs. that really, when they first moved to Austin, they did a live album from Stubbs. Reckless Kelly did, and it was one of their top sellers. And now they're going back to do another one on the outdoor stage this time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
They're so good, man. They're like one of those bands that we forget how great they are until you go see them.
And great dudes, and they get to spend their summers up there in Idaho, Rod. Like
hey,
your wife.
There you go.
That's where they're from.
Hey,
and I was told that. How about this? Willie Braun, who's the lead singer of Reckless Kelly, with his brother Cody. Gosh, he lives up in Idaho, Rod, and he lives in a yurt.
What's a yurt?
A yurt. Somebody tried to explain to me what a yurt was.
That's like a type of tent.
Right?
Yeah, it's like a big tent. It's like a big tent.
Oh,
I don't know how
because I've told
that.
you that.
okay.
But according to the person I was talking to, it's a very nice yurt.
Oh, okay.
It's not as rustic as you would think, but he lives in the woods in a yurt because Willie and Cody and their brother Mickey and there's 4 Brauns. 2 of them are in Reckless Kelly's. The other 2 are in Mickey and the Motor Cars. And they grew up in Idaho, Rod, but off the grid.
Wow.
Like no electricity, no running water. And their father, Muzzy Braun, was a musician, so they all learned to play instruments at a young age. And so they're now all musicians. And like Willie owns a house in Onion Creek too, but he also has a yurt in Idaho.
That looks like glamping. I bet it's glamping. I bet it's like a 5-star.
Yeah, it probably is.
There's a yurt.
That's a nice yurt right there.
It's a yurt.
I've never even heard of a yurt till today.
And apparently Cody, Willie got it when it was during COVID, and he just pretty much lived there and wrote music, and now it's too hot to be in Texas, so he lives in his yurt.
Wow. A yurt. All right, there you go.
They're playing and recording a live album at Stubbs on Friday night.
Yeah, that's correct. And then Jason Boland and the Stragglers will be out in Cedar Park at the Hot Spot.
Nice. That's
and
a good one.
Ricky Skaggs, a
Old
legend
school.
at Green Hall, which will be a cool one to head out to at Green over there in New Braunfels.
And boy, to see Ricky Skaggs. Ricky Skaggs he is a legendary bluegrass guitarist and performer.
Yeah, how
he's
old
in the
is
country.
he now?
Ricky Skaggs is 69 years old. But he was a childhood star. Like he was on the Grand Ole Opry stage when he was like 7 years old.
Oh man,
this guy's been performing for 60-some years.
At 6 years old, it says he played the mandolin and sang on stage with Bill Monroe, and then appeared on the Grand Ole Opry stage when he was 7 years old.
Wow. Guys, he's not ready to hang it up.
And now Ricky Skaggs is playing Green Hall this weekend. That's the Setlist ATX right there.
And then Saturday we've got the legendary comedian Fred Armisen is doing it's called Comedy for Musicians. I think it's a mix of music and comedy, and he'll be doing that at Empire. And he's if you ever watch Portlandia or Saturday Night Live, I mean Fred Armisen's pretty funny. And then another great Austin band, A Giant Dog, has their CD release party on Saturday. And that's definitely worth checking out if you haven't ever seen them. And then one I'm really excited about because I'm so happy he's back playing music again. Charlie Robeson and friends will be at ACL Live with Chris Knight, who's one of my favorites.
Awesome. Charlie Robinson, of course, his brother Bruce. Great family of musicians from Central. Live out in Bernie, I believe. Out in Bernie, Texas.
Really?
Last I heard. And, of course, Charlie was married to a Dixie chick for a little while.
Yep.
Several. They had a bunch of kids, but they got divorced. But Charlie Robinson was married to one of the Dixie chicks for quite a bit.
As Bruce said, Charlie was the fun one.
Charlie was, and Bruce was married to Kelly Willis for so long.
Yep.
And so yeah. All right. So that's at ACL Live on Saturday night. The Setlist ATX continues into Sunday.
Yeah, a little different crowd than the Snoop crowd. We'll have Pantera with the Lamb of God out at Germania.
Chad Hastings will be there.
I have seen Lamb of God numerous times because I worked their record at Sony, and that was a very interesting performance.
What kind of music is sounding good?
Straight metal.
Oh,
straight
heavy metal. Okay.
They were famous for, I think they did the Wall of Death, where they had they have both sides of the crowd split, and then they have them run as fast as they can into each other. Just Google Lamb of God.
Hold up, the
Wall
crowd
of Death.
runs into each other?
It's like a car crash. Yeah, Lamb of God, Wall of Death. Just Google it.
And they do this enthusiastically?
Oh yeah, and the fans love it.
Man, that's some wild stuff.
They're a little older now though, so it might be a little more rehab after that one.
Some broken hips and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, and then Monday it starts Lyle Lovett. I think he's doing 3 nights at ACL Live, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so that'll be really cool.
The legendary Lyle Lovett.
And then lastly,
and his large band.
Yeah, I left off the large band. My fault.
Oh, and his high hair.
And then Tuesday, a really cool show at the Moody Center. Beck, and Phoenix, and Wise Blood, and a few others, I believe. So that would be really cool.
Moody Center will be rocking. And, of course, there's your Setlist ATX. And we've got some tickets to give away, which we'll do a little later. We'll do it after we talk tennis. We'll do it before the end of the hour. Nick has brought you and a guest at Patrice Pike at Saxon Pub on Thursday. That's tomorrow night. So Patrice Pike, a legendary Austin performer and Central Texas performer, we'll get you those tickets before the end of the hour. Thank you for bringing those, Nick, and congrats on the hole in the wall thing. That's really awesome.
That is bad. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
thanks.
That's
great.
Is that the first of several you'd like to?
Yeah, there's going to be more coming. Through this fund and all the work that Rebecca and team and the city are doing. So it's really cool.
Now everybody's doing research on yurts and insane walls of death.
I just watched The Wall of Death.
It's a little crazy.
I feel like I've been a part of something like that before.
It's just not as organized.
No.
Like somebody said, Mongolian round tent. A yurt is usually made with skins, not pointy like a teepee.
All right. Yeah, I got a lot of yurt enthusiasts on the Spec Sex line. Who knew?
Yurt is an outdoor blanket fort. Outdoor blanket fort. Love that. Willie Braun and the guys from Reckless Kelly. We'll have to catch up with Willie while he's in town to play for Green down at Stubbs.
Get deep in depth. I want to hear what's going on with this yurt. So I've learned a lot today, and I would like to learn more.
Now I want to know this wall of death. Now that I'm watching it, does it end up in a fight?
It is a fight.
They're like
it
happy
looks
about
like it's kind of a fight, but then they're celebrating. So
it's an organized mosh pit.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, it's just chaos.
Who's the band that does the Wall of Death?
Lamb of God.
Man, I would be scared to. They don't care though. They're just into it.
It's a friendly fight.
They're not super religious. I figured out. So.
Lamb of God.
They're just rushing each other.
Yeah, no thanks.
They're like tackling each other.
It's like Red Rover. Red Rover, come over and smash into me. I'm out. Okay, Nick, thanks so much.
Good man, Nick.
Thanks, guys.
Tell Diamante, Tucker Dorsey hello, and Gary Keller and all the crew at the convention center this morning. That's awesome. Great stuff. Congrats and good stuff with Nick Shuley, the president of the Austin Music Movement, and so much more. You can find him online. He'll be here every Wednesday with your Setlist ATX.